It seems to be that you're such a good girl. Who's the good girl? Yes, you are a good girl. We're going to do an episode today. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Yay, yay. We're going to be getting started in a minute. We got Susie Spaniel. Let's see how she likes it. Whoa. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Ah. You know, it's always got to be fun with the soup. It's always got to be fun with the soup. And it's got to be fun with me and you. Let's see. Do-do-do-do-do. They said I need to use some live things. I'm not going to use any live things. We just going to keep it popping. They might have restricted my account, violated me for nudity. Ain't I nude right now? But we're going to keep this thing popping. No matter what, come this, that, or the other, we're going to make it happen. Because that's what we're here for. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, that's what we're here for. So, show starts in a minute. In 1 minute. We're going to get it popping in 1 minute. 1 minute. We're going to get it popping. I don't know if they're not sharing me on TikTok no more. It don't matter. Because this is what it is. Yo, how many people in your life do things for you without showing you how to do them? You know, people want to help you out, but they don't want to give you the information so you can help yourself. What they're building is dependency. And we don't want to be dependent. We want to be able to get out here and do things because somebody taught us how to do it. We know how to do it and we can be proficient at doing it. So if like today, if you're struggling and you need to learn something, seek somebody that can teach you what to do. Stop letting people do everything for you because you're not learning anything from what they're doing. Yes, it may get done, but in the end, it's not happening. You haven't learned anything that you can reproduce on your own. That's how this works. Some people may help you because they want you to grow. Other people may help you in a way that guarantees you'll always need them. Is that the kind of help y'all been getting out here? In a way that guarantees that you're always going to need somebody else? That ain't help at all. That's something else. So, which one is happening in your life? Is it the one that where somebody's teaching you or somebody's doing it to make you dependent on them? Fishing gives us a simple picture. I catch your fish every day you eat, but you still need me tomorrow. I catch your fish every day. Just like the grocery store. They got grocery stores every day for you, but you still need them tomorrow. So it's a lot of things that nobody's teaching and you still need them tomorrow. So what we're going to do is the grocery store might have what you want today, but what about if they don't open their doors tomorrow? You're dependent on the grocery store and you need to be dependent on yourself. You can't let it go. Fishing gives us a simple picture. I can catch your fish every day you eat, but you still need me tomorrow if I teach you how to fish. Something changes. You gain the ability to provide for your family and yourself without me because I taught you to fish. Isn't that how life works in a lot of places? You got to go to all these different people. You need a graphic designer, you need a lawyer, you need specialized people. And then when it's not specialized, you need a farmer. I grew up where the backyard was where the food was. It was a large garden in the backyard of every home we went to. Everybody in my family had a large garden. I mean, you probably couldn't count on a couple fingers in my family who got a garden right now. Script has been flipped, and now they're dependent on the grocery store for all of their goods. That's not how we do it out here. That's not how we do it. Teach everybody how to grow, how to germinate a seed, how to water it, the times of day they need to be doing it. All of this grass sitting in your yard is not feeding you. All of these trees that's just dropping leaves are not hydrating you. And we know better. Everyone should know better by now. Yeah, I mean, this is life. Yeah, it is. Thank you for the comment. This is life. We got to teach people how to fish. It is what it is. We got to teach people how to fish. And stay with me, because later we're going to deal with the uncomfortable part. Sometimes helping somebody can actually be the one thing keeping them weak. Because nobody gains strength in you feeding them. They don't. And you running for them. And you fixing everything. Change the channel. They don't know how to change the channel. I grew up with old people. You got to let them be who they are. This is Controlled, y'all. Episode 97. Welcome. Welcome. Today's show is about teaching you how to do the things you need to do, and not just helping you with them or doing them for you. That's what today's show is about. When I was a kid, my aunt and my grandmother took me to the lake and taught me how to fish. I wanted to know how to fish. And I learned how to fix my reel, get the bait, do everything, where to go. Every part of it they taught me. And then something special happened one day. Now, normally, when you out on the banks, it's not a good thing when the ranger shows up, because the ranger comes out there with a ticket book. But the ranger saw that my people was old, and they had fishing license, and we were out, the kids were out fishing, and the kids don't need a fishing license under a certain age. So the ranger said, today, if you kids want to learn something, I'm going to teach you something about the fish. And the ranger went in our bucket and picked up a big fish. And the fish was trying to wiggle and everything. And the ranger said, no, this is how you hold the fish and it won't move. And right there, the ranger gave me something that I remember my whole life long. Because, you know, a lot of people scared of holding a fish. The fish bite, the fish trying to fin you and do all this wild stuff. And you get a little nervous when they're in your hand, but nah. It's a certain way to do everything. You need technique on your side. And when the ranger taught me that technique, what's happening, my ultimate travel guide? When the ranger taught me that technique, it showed me how to be a party to what was going on with the fish all the rest of my life. Yeah, that's how we do it. Hello, what's happening from Russia? So this episode today is about raising your expectations for yourself. Don't just let people do stuff for you. Learn how to do them as well. If you can't cook and somebody's always cooking for you, how you going to be able to cook? If they don't show up, can you feed yourself? Or are you going to eat Doritos? Yeah, I said it. Parents, teachers, mentors, employers, friends, and animal trainers all face the same question. Am I simply solving today's problem, or am I developing the ability to handle tomorrow's? Support has value, but the strongest support eventually produces capability. So when I train a dog, I teach the people how to handle the dog. I don't necessarily teach them how to train the dog, but I teach them how to handle the dog, because if you can't handle the dog correctly, if you don't have any technique, If you don't have the proper equipment and timing, the dog gonna abuse you. It's not just gonna say, oh, he trained me, so I'm gonna do what you say. And that's a big question people ask me all the time. If you train my dog, why would the dog listen to me? Because it's a system, y'all. We use a system. This is not, oh, I figured out how to train a dog and now I'm going to train a dog and now I got to figure out how to talk to you. No, I know how to train a dog. I can teach you how to handle the dog. I can marry them together so y'all in a relationship. That's how this works. If it's all about a relationship, whether it's with family, your spouse, your animal, whatever's going on. Today we'll break down 5 lessons hidden inside fishing. The difference between being fed and being taught, why skills create options, when help becomes dependency, what great teachers are actually trying to produce, and why the lesson should never stop with you. It should never stop. We ain't never stopping. I ain't never scared. Yo, I had to bring that in. I couldn't help it. Which is more valuable? The fish, it'll feed you, or the skill? Which one is more valuable? That's right. Teach one. Which one is more valuable? The fish, because it can feed you tonight, or the skill, where you can feed yourself forever? I teach the children around me, when I have a chance, the adults around me, to fish. I teach them how to make fire. I'm not striking matches for you every time. You need to know how to strike a match. But with these things comes safety levels that you got to teach them too. Because you could be fishing and fall in the water. If you can't swim, what you gonna do? It's bigger than just the one thing you're being taught. It's a survival thing that goes on here. And it's a lot of moving pieces to it. So we're going to teach you how some of the moving pieces work. If you want to become more aware about the behavior shaping your life, your relationships, and the way you interact with animals, subscribe to Control right now. Follow, like, share, and support right now, because we're getting into it. We don't just tell you what happened. We examine the behavior that happens and what you can do with that understanding. Because you got to examine the behavior and have understanding. Being fed versus being taught is how we're going to do this today. Being fed versus being taught. Receiving solves an immediate problem. I receive the food I can eat. Learning can solve a reoccurring problem. I'm hungry every day. What do I do? Are they going to keep bringing me food? No, I'm going to go out and get it. I need it on my own. Whether I'm going to grow a garden, whether I'm going to fish, might have some chickens, whatever you're trying to do. There is a way to do it. Even alcohol, y'all. You can make your own alcohol if you want to. All right, Alan, thank you for liking my positivity. But yeah, you can make whatever you want if you wanted to. And the things that you can't make, you probably don't need. And one thing they're making for you, I keep telling y'all every single day, you see it's ingredients that's on the back of everything you get from the grocery store. Read the ingredients, but go all the way down. Don't get stuck in the ingredients. You want to read them and know, and then look up. You can even take a picture of them, put them in the chat. Put them in the chat GPT. It'll tell you what's bad in that and all that. It'll break it down. But then you get down under the ingredients and it says contains bioengineered ingredients or ingredients. Can it? Anytime I see that, it's over. The pasta sauce I like, I can't mess with ragu or prego. And what I've learned is if I'm seeing a commercial, if this is a big thing, it's a big product out here, it probably got bioengineered ingredients, because when people make money, the more money they make, they like taking shortcuts. By the way, I am Master Christian, your host. This is Sleepy Susie Spaniel. We're on her nap time right now, but she said I'm going to hang with the crew. So that's the thing. They're feeding us garbage, things that we shouldn't be eating. Why do we need to bioengineer anything? Chick-fil-A, I'm sorry to be calling this stuff out. Chick-fil-A, I don't want a piece of chicken that takes 50 ingredients to make. I don't want a chicken sandwich that takes 50 ingredients to make. I can make my own chicken sandwich and use 5 ingredients. Come on. Let's not play this game. We don't need this stuff. And this stuff is bad for us, whether you know it or not. You're not getting the best. If somebody is hungry, feeding them matters. Immediate help has a place. But imagine the same person comes back every day and the only solution is another fish. The need keeps returning because the ability has never changed. Teaching takes more than time because the student has to watch, attempt, fail, and try again. Adjust and try again. But that process transfers capability. Yeah, the first time I fished, it wasn't pretty. I might have caught a little teeny tiny bluegill, and it felt like for me, the little Chris I was, it felt like I was pulling in a whale. This little bluegill was fighting me, and I got my little pole, and I'm pulling it in, but once I got it in, that was the first time I caught my own fish. Now, I've been eating fish all of my childhood. My grandmother get them things home, my aunt fillet them. We eating fish all the time. Catfish, crappie, or crappie as they call them down south, bluegill, lake perch from Lake Erie. We had it going on, but that first time I pulled in that little bluegill, success. Now, it gave me a chance after that because they showed me what to do. I've been poked with many hooks and everything else, but they showed me what to do. And from that point on, as long as I can get to the water, and they even gave me a pole. I'm a kid. I didn't have to go get my own pole. It was provided to me from my elders. Yo, what a day. A parent can tie a child's shoes in seconds. Teaching the child takes longer. The child may make a mess of the laces 10 times before getting it right, 100 times before getting it right. But on one day that child ties those shoes without help, the extra time becomes worth it. And seeing that child's face when they tie their own shoe, that's something none short of amazing. None short of amazing. Successful teaching eventually reduces dependence on the teacher, and they can teach others. So yeah, when you teach one, they pass it. The part of the teaching is, I gave this to you. Pass it on. You got to tell them to pass it on, because some people, it gets stuck right there, and they don't want to share it with the next. Each one, teach one, as my travel guide said. You gotta share the knowledge. Stop hoarding it. All the information is not for you. If you got a hot beat, share it. Yeah, I know we all want this thing, and we all want to get rich quick. Yo, this community out here in life needs to grow and build. And the only way we do it is off each other. Can I say a word for y'all? Unity. What? Unity? Where'd that come from? Let's do that. Good animal training works the same way. The objective isn't to physically manage every movement forever. We teach behaviors, cues, boundaries, and patterns until the animal understands what response produces the desired outcome. Guidance starts the process. Learning makes the behavior more reliable. If your help only works while you're present, you may be providing assistance without developing ability. And if you don't develop ability, then you're developing dependency. You got to do one or the other. Who taught you something you can now do without them? Put their relationship to you, put their relationship to you in the comments. Who taught you something? Is somebody out there taught you something that you don't need them before? Was it a parent, a teacher, a coach, a friend, a mentor, or somebody else? Giving somebody the answer makes you useful for a moment. Teaching them how to find the answer makes the lesson useful after they're gone. You got to teach them where to search for it. Teach them how to do it. This applies to life all over. Yeah, everywhere. It applies to life, not just to the situation, because a lot of things out here, folks don't want to teach you. And then you start to think that it's hard. It's not that everybody is so gifted. It's that nobody showed you in a way that you could understand. And when they show you in a way you can understand, my 4th grade teacher, I'm left-handed. Anybody left-handed out there? I always had a right-handed teacher until I got to the 4th grade. And then Miss Fenwick came over, looked at me and my boy Roger and the rest of the left-hand people that were sitting next to each other, because they made us into a group in the class. We all sat next to each other. And what she did, she walked down the line and she started turning our papers. So instead of writing with the paper straight, where the right-handed teacher taught us how to write with the paper straight, but we were flicked it a little bit, when she turned that page, my letters flowed. And I'm thankful for Miss Fenwick, because she taught me something right there that I use for the rest of my life. Why fight against it when simple adjustments can change how you write and how you understand? Simple adjustments. That's why we got to share the information. She was left-handed as well, but she didn't have to give us that information. But she was a good teacher. And good teachers share information every day. I try to be a good teacher. Put it in the comments if you think I'm a good teacher. I try. I really try. A fish is something you possess. Fishing is something you know how to do. Fish, fishing, something you know how to do. Hey, possession can disappear. Jobs can end. Money can be spent. Equipment can break. Circumstances can change. A developed skill travels with you. Cooking, budgeting, repairing, communicating, selling, growing food, training, building, and problem solving can continue producing value long after a particular resource is gone. Yes, I was born with a gift. Me and animals, we be on the same page. I understand them, not just animals, living things, insects, plants. I understand them and they understand me. But I didn't know they understood me until I started to really understand them. So that was a gift. The dogs were already paying attention to me. Someone seen my gift and said, maybe I should teach him a method of training a dog. And boy, oh boy, a star was born. They taught me a method to go along with my gift. So not only did I have the animal's attention, I have a method so I can reproduce that someone taught me. Now, they weren't teaching me to help me. They were teaching me for their own selfish gain because they needed a partner. But once they gave me that information and it was written down, it was bookwork, it was everything, and they showed me in their hand, once they gave me that information, I began to practice, and then I became unstoppable. Because now I can teach you and one another and another and another. That's why I'm here. Because I had this connection with the animals, but I didn't know how to put it together. We can put it together now. Two people can lose the same job. One only knows how to follow the exact same instructions of that position. The other understands the process and has transferable skills. Both may struggle, but the second person has more ways to adapt. Skills create options. Young animals develop through experience. They explore, practice, make mistakes, and adjust. Safe opportunities to work things out are part of development. Preventing every manageable challenge can also prevent learning. You gotta have challenges. Hey, it's gonna rain. There's gonna be some differences going on out here. Resources can support you. Skill can empower you. If everything changed tomorrow, what one skill could you use to rebuild? Put that skill in the comments if you got a little time. What one skill do you have that's useful to build? Can you plant something and help it grow? Do you understand soil? Can you build something? Plumbing, electrician? What can you do? Because they act like all of these skills are, oh, you got to be this kind of person. You got to be, and some people are jacks of all skills. That's useful. They try to make that funny and try to knock that out. I'd rather have someone around that knows how to do a lot of things that can teach you how to do it than someone that's just perfect on one thing. Now, I like to learn from that person that's perfect on one thing, but yo, this is a world out here. We got to know how to do a lot, and we got to have high percentages of success in more than one area. You got to be more than just you. You got to be something great, and that's where greatness comes from. Learning. Can you take away what I have? It's much harder to take away what I learned. Oh, no, you can take away what I have. Yeah, people stole a lot of my things. But it's much harder to take away what I've learned and how to do it. You can't take away what I've learned because it's part of me. It's become me. I've become that because I've learned it and digested it. Send this episode when you get a chance to one person who taught you a skill you use today. Don't think about them. Let them know their teaching mattered. Hey, and even though I was taught for somebody to try to take advantage of me, I was still taught. See, you got to grab it where it comes from. Grab this though. Subscribe, follow, like, share, and support $Master CT. If you need dog training or help with your dog, behavioral corrections, problem solving, go to masterchristian.com. This show is presented to you by Master Christian LLC, and we are moving forward into Animal Today's news. Animals Today, that's the news. Controlled, episode 97. Top story, orphan grizzly bears and the skills needed to survive. Whatever, I can't speak now. Orphan grizzly bears and the skills needed to survive. New research examining rehabilitated orphan grizzly bears cubs in British Columbia raised an important question. Yeah, I had to go into my news voice. Y'all like that? If y'all like my news voice, say, we like it. We like it. Yeah. All right, I'm tripping. New research examining rehabilitated orphan grizzly bears in British Columbia raises an important question. Is feeding a young animal enough to prepare it for life in the wild? Researchers found that rehabilitation can keep orphan cubs alive, but survival after release also depends on appropriate body condition, limited habilitation to people, and the development of behaviors needed to function independently. This connects directly with today's control topic. Providing food can solve an immediate need, but long-term survival requires more than being fed. An animal eventually needs the ability and behaviors necessary to function in its environment. The same principle applies to people. Support matters, but skills can create independence. Millions watch Alaskan brown bears fish for salmon. Oh, they fishing. Somebody taught them how to fish. They want that salmon. They got to go get it. Brown bears at Brooks Falls in Alaska's Konomi National Park have again become an online phenomenon. What's a phenomenon about them? A live bear camera lets viewers watch the animals position themselves around the falls and catch migrating sockeye salmon. Reports say live streams drew millions of views during the summer. Yeah, the bears sitting, they coming down. Well, I see, got it. They just waiting, it's a trap. Y'all think y'all trapping? The bears is trapping. They stand at the bottom of the falls and get them salmon. They trapping. They position themselves just like the store, just like the gas station, just like all these places out here. They position themselves. It's brilliant. And brilliant positioning, they know where the fish are going to come to. And they're going to be the most vulnerable. Brilliant positioning is what makes you the money. Some people do the research. Some people watch the people that do the research and follow them right on the same block. They do. It just is what it is. Watch the behavior, not just the catch. Individual bears use position, timing, experience, and opportunity differently. Fishing is not simply about wanting food. Successful fishing behavior requires knowledge, knowing where to be, when to act, and how to use the opportunity. Giant anteaters adjust behavior as temperatures rise. A long-running camera track study in Bolivia found giant anteaters changing when they are active in environments. Environmental temperature rises. When it gets hot, they change. That's what they're saying. Rather than simply continuing the same routine regardless of the conditions, the animals appear to adjust their activity patterns in response to the heat. It's hot. Well, we're going to keep doing the same thing. It's hot. So we can't keep doing the same thing. We got to change the things we do, and it's hot. They act like the anteaters aren't alive. Behavior is often an adaptation to conditions. That is a useful reminder for people as well. Possessing the skill is important, but knowing when and how to adjust that skill to the environment is another level of competence. You got to be competent even if you know how to do things. If you're in a puddle, you might not be able to change that tire the way you can on dry land. You got to be able to adapt to what's going on. Gibbon Conservation Center celebrates 50 years. They got 50 years of being a Gibbon conservation organization. A California Conservation Center dedicated to gibbons has reached its 50-year milestone. The center cares for rare and endangered gibbons while supporting breeding, research, conservation, and public education. Its work has helped generations of people learn more about these highly social primates. Conservation depends on knowledge being transferred. Expertise cannot stop with one keeper, researcher, or generation. People have to teach what they know so the next group can continue the work. That is another form of teaching someone to fish. Hey, we dropping bones on them. More than 20 animals removed during Illinois' cruelty investigation. Illinois, what y'all doing? More than 20 animals removed during cruelty investigation? Why y'all so cruel? Authorities in Glen Carbon, Illinois, removed more than 20 animals from a residence as part of an animal cruelty investigation. The case remains under investigation, so conclusions about responsibility should wait for the legal process. The broader animal welfare lesson is that owning or possessing animals is not the same as having the knowledge, resources, and practices necessary to care for them responsibly. Animal care is a skill and a responsibility, not simply a possession. Today's stories all point back to one idea. Survival and responsible care require more than receiving resources. Let me say that again for y'all. Survival and responsible care require more than receiving resources. Animals learn, adapt, and depend on behaviors that help them function in their environments. People do too. Don't only give the fish. Whenever possible, teach the skill. Don't be stingy, Daspadanya. Don't be stingy. When you can, teach the skill. And when you got a second, subscribe to my channel, follow on TikTok, like, share, support at $MasterCT. I want you to do all this. What they say, do all of them. Follow from the bottom up, however you can. Do all of them. Help a friend so I can help a friend. That's how we do it. Back to our show. When help creates dependency, you helping me too much and I ain't showed me how to do it. Every time I need it, you come over and do it. No, I'm the kind of guy that wants to learn and needs you to show me how to do it. That's how this works. If you show me how to do it, then I can do it. Then I can teach the next person. But, you know, they say the more I teach, the dumber I get. That's the old funny man's thing, because they telling you, they giving you so much information that they not worth nothing no more. But, yo, information is meant to be shared. It doesn't belong to any of us. That's why I come here for show 95 days in a row of control. Yo, we hitting milestone here. We dropping bows on them. That's what we doing. When help creates dependency, this is the part when help can become harmful, when it removes every opportunity for the other person to develop. You don't want people to develop? You need them, you need to feel needed? Yo, it's somebody else out there that needs you. You know, dependency isn't always created by cruelty. Sometimes it's created by love, convenience, or the desire to feel needed. Somebody needs you. They still gonna need you. You teach me how to change that tire, somebody else still needs you to change the tire. Hey, I can change my own tire now though. I don't need you for that. I may need you for something else. Yeah, I mean, you're useful. Let's be useful together. And if I got something, I'm gonna teach you. Let's be useful together. We say, I don't want them struggling. I can do it faster. I'll handle it. Those statements can come from genuine care. But say productive struggle develops problem-solving patience. Hold on. Develops problem-solving, patience, confidence, and experience. If another person immediately fixes every difficulty, the learner never discovers what they can handle. You leaving them. You leave them that, yeah, it's fixed. Yeah, they put it in, but they don't know how it works. Teach them how it works. Teach them to read. Teach them to build that cabinet and read the instructions. Just don't get the box and put it together, because you're going to have to take it apart. You didn't put it together right. Imagine a young adult whose bills have been managed by someone else. Everything appears fine until they must manage a household alone. Paying the bills may have helped them temporarily. Teaching income, expenses, priorities, due dates, and consequences would have created skill. That's fishing. Animals can also become overly dependent on consistent human prompting or intervention. Responsible training provides appropriate guidance while developing reliable behavior. You got to praise them at the right time for what they do. We support the animal without making perpetual intervention the only way it can succeed. Yeah, you got to watch. You got to let the animal mess up. If you're trying to stop it every time, it's not going to learn anything. So you got to be smart about it, be patient, and pause and observe a lot. Oh, and be calm, confident, and consistent on your game as well. Doing everything for someone can feel like love while quietly preventing growth. Have you ever helped someone so much that you later realize they had stopped trying for themselves? Yeah, they just wait for you to come do it. Oh, he gonna do it? Oh, and at jobs, Jobs are, we supposed to, co-workers, we supposed to work together on some things. Nah, they just let person do all the work and then they want to take all the credit. But when that person isn't there, they don't know how to do the work. Sometimes the person consistently recurring, hold on. Sometimes the person consistently rescuing you is also preventing you from discovering what you can do. If that last point made you examine your own behavior, that's what control is supposed to do. Subscribe, because every episode can take an everyday subject and use it to uncover something deeper about human and animal behavior. If you're already subscribed, share this live with one person who needs this conversation. Great teachers expect growth. The goal of teaching is not permanent dependence on the teacher. Sensei give you rules that you're supposed to learn and keep it moving. When somebody first teaches you to fish, they may explain everything: how to hold the rod, bait the hook, cast, read the line, wait and respond. As your skill develop, their instructions decrease. Eventually, you prepare your own equipment, choose your own location, and make your own decisions. The teacher's role changes because the student changed. A strong supervisor doesn't want an employee asking the same beginner question forever. Every instruction should eventually become competence. The moment the supervisor can say, "You've got this," is evidence that development has occurred. You got this. When teaching a dog a new behavior, the handler may initially use more guidance and reinforcement. As understanding becomes reliable, unnecessary prompting can be reduced. A smaller cue can produce the response because learning has occurred. A teacher's greatest evidence of success may be watching the students succeed without them. I'm a successful teacher because I'm successful when I finish. No, I'm successful when I see you do it. And that is what that's what I look for. That's what makes me proud. When I see you do it and you confident and collected, you handling that dog, you cleaning that tank, you doing these things. It's all about that, yo. That's what a teacher looking for. Teach somebody else. Knowledge becomes more valuable when it doesn't stop with you. This is not the knowledge portal. It comes in here and then it doesn't go anywhere else. You use it and you don't share it with anybody. That's greedy, stingy, selfish, and that ain't cool. You got to pass the knowledge around. It's valuable to everyone. Give it up. Oh, I don't want people knowing how to do this because I want to be the only one that knows how to do this. You looking from the wrong viewpoint. You trying to be them other people. Be the people you supposed to be. Someone taught you something. A parent, a grandparent, a great-grandparent, a teacher, a coach, a neighbor, a boss, a friend, or even a stranger took time to show you something that they could have simply done themselves or not done at all. Now you carry that knowledge. The question becomes, what are you going to do with it? Somebody gave you some knowledge. What you going to do with it? It's a big question. Family knowledge disappears when nobody transfers it. That's them recipes, gardening, repairs, financial lessons, business knowledge, outdoor skills, how to handle weapons, animal care. Knowledge doesn't automatically move from generation to generation. Someone has to say, come here. Let me show you how to do this. Come here. Let me show you how to do this. That's what somebody got to say. Knowledge about animal behavior, handling, safety, and husbandry also has to be transferred. Experienced people teaching responsibly practice can prevent fear, mistakes, and injuries. No, Lexi, the lesson becomes larger than the original teacher. You got to have experienced people teaching people so the next people can become experienced and pass it and pass it. We're human beings. Stop thinking that everything stops with you. It doesn't. We got to pass this stuff along so other generations have this knowledge. That's why we at show 97. Yeah, I make some mistakes. We live. You might not like my analogies or whatever, but the information that I give you can be transferred, will be transferred for generations to follow. As long as we got the internet, this information is still there. Use it. Knowledge that stops with you eventually disappears. Knowledge you teach can outlive you forever. And that's why we cataloging it here. Name one thing you know how to do that could teach somebody this week. One thing that you know how to do that could teach somebody this week. Somebody took the time to teach you. Don't let their lesson end with you. They didn't pour it in there for you to just drink it. They poured it in there for you to drink some and give the next person some and then be able to reproduce that drink. Don't just keep it. It's not yours. Stop being so selfish and share and care. Share with the world. Knowledge and information is definitely meant to be shared. My travel guide said, yeah, knowledge and information. Share it. Or it gets lost between the seams. You know, good thing I had great-grandparents to teach me everything they know. It gave me an early opportunity to be able to pay attention and learn from everybody else. Because the old people taught me 80-something years of what they knew. So I was able to look at the younger people and learn from them as well. Though they didn't have the vast wealth of knowledge that these grandparents I had, and I grew up in a neighborhood with all old people. But I was able to learn and keep on learning. And I'm never going to stop learning. I'm going to learn some things today. And I'm going to pass some things on today. Hopefully what I'm passing on right here hits you in the right spot and you begin to fish. Because I'm teaching you fishing. Yeah, without a pole, with a pole, however you want to do it. Don't confuse providing with the teaching. Immediate help can be necessary. But when possible, pair the help with knowledge that increases the person's ability to handle the next problem. Skill creates independence. The fish can disappear, but the ability to fish remains. Build capabilities that give you options when circumstances change. Good teaching multiplies. A lesson becomes a legacy when the person who learned it can use it independently and eventually teach somebody else. The lesson becomes legacy. Give this legacy to your people, man. Fishing taught us something today that has almost nothing to do with fish and everything to do with fish. There will be times when someone needs you to hand them the fish. Do it. But don't stop there. Show them the rod. Show them the line. Show them the hook. Show them the water. Let them try. Let them miss. Let them learn. Let them eventually catch something themselves so they can feed their family. You already fed them. They need to be able to feed their family. This week, identify one skill you possess that someone else needs. Someone might need to know how to use this social media so they could become viral. Teach them how to do it. Don't just keep it, I'm the only one that needs to be viral. Come on, man. Stop it. Don't simply do the task for them. Teach them how to do it. Then ask yourself the harder question. Is there anyone I've been keeping dependent because giving them the fish is easier than teaching them how to fish? Or are you being selfish with information with the people around you? Share it. Sharing is caring. Don't measure your impact by how many people need you. Measure it by how many people are stronger because you taught them. Yo, I'm thankful that somebody taught me how to fish, that somebody taught me how to train, that somebody taught me how to handle these animals and learn and read and do all of these things. And anything that I possess, just ask. I give up freely. Yo, thank you for coming. Subscribe, follow, like, share, support $Master CT. I am Master Christian. This is our sleepy co-host back here behind the chair, Susie Spaniel. Today's show was presented by Master Christian LLC. If you need help with your animals, masterchristian.com. Hit me up. Thank you for coming. Everybody that came, enjoy yourself. This is Controlled, episode 95, Fishing. And we out. Peace.